Now, they had written him this too, so he's answering. Now, concerning virgins, I have no directive from the Lord, but I give counsel as one who has obtained mercy from the Lord to be faithful. So then, I consider this to be right, in view of the present distress, that it is good for a man so to be, that is, to be a virgin. Are you bound to a wife? Do not seek to be loosed. Are you loosed from a wife? Do not seek a wife. But even if you do marry, you have not sinned. And if a virgin marries, she has not sinned. But such will have trouble in the flesh. Nevertheless, I'll spare you to let you do what you want to. Look, if you marry somebody, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. And if you don't marry somebody, you're going to have trouble in the flesh. So what kind of trouble do you want?
We'll joke around every now and then. We're like, that's it. No more trouble from here on out.
Everything's solved.
Look, every difference that exists between a married couple exacerbates the trouble. Just male and female is enough, and that's what Paul's talking about. If you're perfectly matched, if you both came from the same social level, same educational level, same abilities, same likes and dislikes, everything perfectly matched, just male and female's trouble. You will have trouble in the flesh. And then you add this difference and that difference. My father and mother were 26 years difference in age. First time he went through preaching in eastern North Carolina, he got to know my grandmother and honored her and respected her as a holy person his whole life. He loved her. But that little girl that he bounced on his knee named Martha, he ended up marrying. She was about, I guess, little John Davis' age when he first went through there preaching. He had no idea. Years later, he ended up marrying her. But that difference in age added to the normal troubles that you've got. And every difference you can think of adds to the troubles that you will definitely have. To one degree or another. The degree of the troubles really depends on your personality and how close you walk to God. But you're going to have them. And these were people, he wasn't saying they were going to have trouble because they were ungodly. He said they were going to have trouble and they were godly. It's just, if you're going to live with somebody else in the flesh is trouble. When you stay close to God, it'll stay at a minimum. You don't have to have you don't have to throw dishes, burn houses down. That's not the kind of trouble we're talking about. Yeah, you can throw a paper plate, that'd be all right.
You're safe, honey.
Just don't ball it up.
2-minute plates.
Not but one plate at a time. What?
They get out and rock them softly.
Have a rock'em sock'em robot match and solves the problem.
We have arguments about who won.
Told you you'd have trouble. Comes with the package.
I'd rather have the trouble we have in the Lord than the way I grew up with people outside the Lord.
Well, it's like Betty said, her worst days in Christ are better than the best days sinners have in the world.
Amen.
So, but Paul admitted it's going to be, got issues you're going to have to deal with. Okay, and this I say, brothers, the time is short. Well, that's good. your trouble's going to be over. Maybe he's trying to encourage you. You're going to die soon. Don't worry about
What is 50 years of marriage in the scope of eternity?
Big scheme of
Yeah.
things. Blink of an eye.
Just don't die in the middle of your fight. Or your fun.
Make sure you win first.
Because if you don't, you're going to lose.
In remaining matters,
Our online audience is getting some great counsel.
now don't you ever forget it.
You heard it here first, folks.
In remaining matters, it is that those who have wives are also as those who not having. In other words, whatever other rules and issues come up, there's no difference between married and unmarried. Righteousness is righteousness for everybody. And those who weep as those not weeping. Same rules apply whether you're right now sad or right now happy. Those who rejoice as those not rejoicing, and those who buy as those not owning, and those who use this world as those not making use of it. For the manner of this world is passing away. Whatever your situation is in this world is going to pass away. So don't go out and get all wrapped up in anything in this world. The answer to God's people, whatever issues they have, is not that a conservative be elected president. That's not going to make righteousness happen. Don't worry about it. God will put the right person in office. Leave politics alone. It's filthy. That's some dirty business. God's people have no part in it. I want you to be without anxiousness. Don't worry. The unmarried man is concerned for things of the Lord, how he may please the Lord. But the married man is concerned about things of the world, how he will please his wife. And a lot of times, that's where some problems come. When a godly person is trying to please another person and they don't want to be pleased at that particular moment. It makes a problem sometimes. And the godly person scratches his head and says, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, you just did one time to please somebody. You live long enough, you learn these things. There's a time and a place for everything. Woo! Open the window, Billy. There is also a difference between a married woman and a virgin. The unmarried woman is concerned for things of the Lord, so that she may be holy in both body and spirit. But the married woman is concerned for things of the world, how she may please her husband. But he doesn't like turnip greens. And then they got trouble in the flesh. Remember that, Abigail. You need to know that. I am saying this for your benefit, not to put restrictions on you, but that you might do what is proper and render constant service to the Lord without distraction. Now, if anyone thinks he is behaving inappropriately concerning his virginity, if he has strong passions, and if it must be that way, let him do what he wants. He is not sinning. Let them marry. But he does well who stands steadfast in his heart, having no distress, but has power over his own will, and he has determined in his heart to keep himself a virgin. So then, he who marries does well, but he who does not marry does better. A wife is bound to her husband by the law only if both of them are believers. A wife is bound to her husband by the law. The law applies only to God's people. As long as her husband is alive. But if her husband passes away, she is free to marry whom she will, only in the Lord. Can I go out and marry an unbeliever? But she is more blessed if she remains as she is, in my judgment. And I think I also have the Spirit of God. He knew he had the Spirit of God. He meant, I think I have the Spirit of God on that. Believe me. Right.